Hello, sweet friends. I have my dog here with me. If you can hear her whine, I am sorry. I hope you guys are doing well and welcome to the Sunday night sprints. I will not be reading today, actually. I will be getting ready for the week because I am behind in a lot of things. Um, I woke up, I think it was on Friday morning, with a very much like swelled up knee and have been using a cane to walk ever since. So it's taking me a lot more time to like finish up chores and stuff. So I won't be reading, and I'll obviously be turning off my camera for the sprints, but I still thought it would be fun to like take breaks and chat with you guys. So do let me know if you're here and what you're reading. And yeah, the dog is being very demanding. So I'm sorry if I'm distracted. Hello. How are you? Hello. Good evening. I'm glad you guys are here. Yeah, that video took so long, so I hope it's helpful because just like the research for it took hours, and then I had to film, and I think it took about, and it really doesn't look like it, but like 3 hours to edit, because I talk about so many books, but I wanted it to be like concise. Anyways, will not be doing that again. But I think it turned out good. Like, I feel like there's a lot of good recommendations. I was actually sitting down right before and planning out my TBR for the readathon because there's so many books I want to read, and it's just so hard to pick. So yeah, I'm still unsure about a few of them. It's a lot of middle grade. I was hoping to put in a few romances, and I still want to do Candyland Picks My TBR as well. So I don't know how I'm going to manage all of it, but I hope you find that video helpful. All that to say. Hello. Currently reading Loam Hedge by Brian Jacques. I've never heard of it. Do let us know what it's about. I hope you're enjoying. Hello. Finish the last Mrs. Parrish. Less than 100 pages. Nice. You're going to be able to finish that during the sprints. I love that for you. Also, I'm really sorry for my dog. By the way, she turned 1 yesterday, and she's still a demon. Good. I'm glad it was helpful. I feel like some of the prompts I probably should have included a few more recommendations, like the healing one. But I was unsure of what direction to go with it. But I hope, and I'm glad it was helpful nonetheless. Oh my God, what is wrong with you? She is cute, but she is like the most demanding little pet I've ever had in my life. And I've had a few dogs, and like nothing compares to her level of clinginess. And she just went for a walk with my partner as well, since I can't walk right now, but it doesn't seem to have done much. So, how long do we want sprints for this time around? Do we want 30, 45, or hour sprints? Do let a girl know. It's a book in the Red Wall series. Number 16? Does that mean you've actually read like the 15 previous books? That's insane. Okay, so I'm assuming you like the series if you've gotten so far. She actually did get a chew toy, a new ball, and a birthday cookie. But being the little weasel that she is, has already broken her chew toy. It took about an hour for her to destroy it yesterday. So there's a few toys that work with her, but for the rest, she just devours absolutely everything. 1 hour, 30 minutes. Might have to go in between there and say 45 if those are the two opinions. I feel like 45 is smack dab in the middle. She is very cute. Very, very. She's like the best, but also the worst. But isn't that every dog in the entire universe? So, are we ready to start sprinting? I feel like it would be a good time to start, and then we can reconvene in 45. 45 works. Perfect. As I said, I'll be off camera during the sprints because I don't want to video myself walking with a cane. I think my dog would agree with that statement. My hands disagree, but yes, 45 works. Perfect. So 45 sounds good. I shall see you in 45 minutes then. Hello, everyone. Sprint is now over. Let me know how it went for you guys. I was able to do more than I thought with the fact that I am injured. I was able to do a load of laundry, the dishes, my lunch for tomorrow, and I am planning all of the stuff for the upcoming work week and just YouTube in general. I also just put up a poll of what book I should prioritize this week. So if you have a couple seconds to spare, do go have a vote. So I'll catch up on comments, but let me know how it went. Also, I somehow misplaced my glasses and I don't know where they went. There are 21 books in the series, so you've read the previous 15. Oh, middle grade. That is interesting. I'm going to have to look it up. I love the fact that it's like animals as main characters grabbed my attention. Should add that the series is in the vein of Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, not much magic, but a fantasy world. It is very, very tempting. Hello! Nice of you to join. Going to start Skyward. Oh, I hope you enjoy it. I think I should probably try that book again, but a few years ago I picked it up and ended up DNFing. But now that I'm like into Brandon Sanderson, I feel like I could probably enjoy it. My reading tastes have changed, but crossing my fingers you like it. Read 32 pages. Nice! I feel like that's so good for 45-minute sprints. 2.5 chapters left, so you're definitely done by the next sprint, I feel. What are you reading? I don't think you've mentioned, or my memory might be failing me. Got my spreadsheet made up for the readathon. I'm also looking. I'm just so afraid of making the wrong choices because it's like a what am I saying? Month-long commitment. And I'm also in the middle of the Stormlight Archives. As I mentioned, I'm reading Brandon Sanderson, and I need to read Oathbringer in September. I don't know how I'm gonna do it all. Ooh, I'm gonna need to write those down because I feel like it's a really fun prompt, but I was most struggling with that, obviously, by my video. And I still need to add all of the recommendations from Sarah to a Google Doc and upload it as well. Because she had a few good ones. Healer and a Witch, and how to heal a Gryphon, or whatever, however you say that. I feel like I've heard of that book before. DNF Skyward as well. I do feel because it's YA, it's not the same Brandon Sanderson vibes. But I know a lot of people enjoy the series. So, Midnight on Beacon Street. Again, I feel like I don't know if it's you who mentioned this before, but I know someone else has talked about this on the lives. If it wasn't you, I feel like it rings a bell, but I still have not Googled it. Reading Dolores Claiborne by Stephen King. Nice. I've never in my life read a Stephen King book, and I'm not sure how I have gone through my entire life without it. But having seen Gavin's videos where he's reading essentially all Stephen King's backlist, I was like, I should probably read at least one. I was just Googling either books. Because I feel like in fantasy, for example, in The Way of Kings, there's definitely characters who have learned to be surgeon and people who helped care for people in the war. So I was kind of going with that vibe. Oathbringer could definitely fulfill that. But it's not explicitly said by in synopses when books have healing plot lines. So I realized afterwards that it's a little bit more niche, though I do think a lot of romance books have that kind of vibe. Just middle grade I was struggling to find, but it'll be your first by him. I hope for your sake that you enjoy it because I feel like he is kind of an intimidating author. So I'm wishing you well on your journey. Is it a big book? Like, how long is it? Because I know some of his books are freaking chunky. I know Wild Siege by Octavia E. Butler is about a healer, but that book has some disturbing, like gory, or but yeah, I guess that would not be a everyone recommendation. I feel like I've heard of that author before. I feel like she's a pretty well known author. Might have to look that one up as well. Thank you guys for all of the inspiration because I feel like it's tough. And I just saw that why didn't I find the comment? You commented that on the video. I was just gonna say if you guys have any more ideas, feel free to like comment them on there so that the other people who are watching will also get some ideas. Because again, that video took way too much out of me. I have spent the entire day working on that video. And when I mean entire day, I mean, it might sound dramatic, but from like 10 to 4, like almost an entire shift of work. $312 pages, not too long. Yeah, I feel like that's a reasonable amount of pages. I feel like that's comfort zone for most people. Just on a Dr. Dolittle. Also an option. I like this. If you do decide to read a Redwall series, there are 2 ways to read: by publication or chronological. Interesting. It's always iffy with those kinds of series, especially when there's so many books. I will take note that the right way to do it is chronological. I'm gonna need to Google those books. Are they big books? I feel like for them to be middle grade and so many, they probably are short, but not morally right. Yeah. Yeah, and it's like I feel like that reminds me for some reason of like Kayla from Books and Lalo when she has like those weird books that some people enjoy, but like she's like I would obviously not recommend to everyone. And I feel like there's a lot of books like that just have a niche kind of clientele for books that are like appropriate or not to read. But I'm glad you guys are feeling inspired. I'm getting so hyped for this readathon. Like I'm just like wanting to do everything. I think I have a tentative date for the 24-hour readathon that will be happening, like the exam cramming, and I'm looking at setting up all my other live shows, which also, if you missed my announcement, I just set up the live shows for Scandar 2, the live discussion, A Taste of Magic. The live show is also up and ready to like you can click notify me. I need to create the one for the first day of the readathon that will be like live sprints on the 1st of September to like launch the readathon. Ugh, I can't talk. And also Keeper of the Lost Cities, I am getting back to like being accountable. I will have a live show for that for the second book in September as well. All of those are on the community page if you want to like be in the know of what is happening, just because like I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to read where. And obviously I want to film spoiler vlogs for most of these. I also need to film a spoiler vlog for my patrons for Impossible Creatures. I will be posting a vlog there because it's our monthly buddy read. So there's just like a lot, but I'm also just like looking forward to that readathon so much that my brain is all over the place. They're long, over 300. Huh. That is interesting. You see, I thought they were maybe around the 200 page mark because I feel like a lot of bigger middle grade series are shorter. That being said, like Nevermore is going to be freaking 9 books long whenever we get those books, and they're chunky. Had to charge my tablet, so I did not get to read my book that round. Caught up on some book videos. You make book shorts. Are they on your channel? I will have to go and peruse that. I am very curious. If you look up the series on Goodreads, they are ordered by publication. To find chronological order, I have to look. Huh. Interesting. I'm very much intrigued by this series. I would recommend Kindred. See, that's the book I've heard of. I feel like some of the people I watch have read or mentioned this book. And also, I say that I love difficult topics. That being said, I realize that since working full time as a social worker, I tend to stray from harder stuff because I get enough of it at work that once I'm at home, I'm like, I want butterflies and talking animals, but I will look into that. So it is on your channel. I will be doing that as soon as we start sprinting again. Are we ready for another 45-minute sprint? Do tell. Or longer or shorter, whatever floats the boat. I will need to do more laundry and stuff anyways. So whatever works best for you guys. Also, I need to share, this is the most random thing. I got these, and they're so hard to see, paper clips that are dachshunds. Like my little dog. And I put them in my planner and I'm obsessed with them. I love stationery. It is the most random thing ever to show you guys this, but like, I also got some books in the mail, which I could definitely share with you guys after next sprint because I'm not reading, so I don't have reading updates, but you know, ready to go. Hello, welcome in. Locked and loaded, ready to go. Right? Okay, so I will set up a sprint and we can all reconvene in 45. Right? Aren't they the cutest thing you've ever seen? That was so besides the point, but I'll see you guys in 45. Hello, friends. Another sprint is now over. Tell me how you did. I was able to do another load of laundry. I got my bunny and my cat's room, I guess you could call it, all cleaned up for the week. I feel like I did something else. I picked up a few things. It was very productive. And then I sat down for a little bit to ice my knee again. And I brought some books to show you guys once I get through the comments of like stuff I'm excited about. And I also think I finally finalized my TBR, so I can film that video for you guys very soon. I didn't actually get injured is the strange thing. I just woke up on Friday morning with a really like swollen and injured knee, and it hasn't gone away, which is starting to be worrisome. So if it doesn't go away in the next few days, I will obviously have to like phone the doctor because I don't want to be walking around with a cane for the rest of my days. And it's just weird because like I didn't do any specific exercises. I didn't like hit my knee. I don't really know what happened. But that is that. So, ooh, a surprise ending. Was that a yay positive ending, like, or a good one, or you're like, this does not make sense with this book? Because it could go either way. Read 45 pages. Nice. You are on fire. 20 pages in and ate dinner. What did you have for dinner? Do tell. I had chicken Caesar wraps, which is also my lunch tomorrow. So mad at the main male character. Ooh, what's the tea? Have less than 100 pages left. Nice. We're killing it this evening. Thought about reading in my book, but instead just worked on my spreadsheet. We're all in the same mood. At least one book for every prompt. Nice. Do you know the department you're choosing yet? I think, and this is extremely ambitious because I'm also doing my Candyland TBR, though I think I'm going to reduce the amount of books. I think I want to read a book for every prompt. That's the goal. And for now, I'm not doubling up on any, but I have a few graphic novels in there. And if like need be, I will double up. But that's a lot of books. I think it's what, like 12 books, 14 books. I'm not sure, but yeah. Also, please tell me what you decide to pick up once you have that figured out. Like DM me on, like message me on Patreon. I need to know. Cabbage stew and cornbread. Interesting. I've never had cabbage stew. That sounds very cozy though. I've been in like a very fall mood this weekend because it was kind of rainy and gray, except for this afternoon when the sun came out. But I'm in the like I'm craving a good like onion soup. It wasn't a good way to end the story. 5 stars. Yes. Is everybody loving their books? I feel like I've been having a pretty solid reading year, maybe not like numbers wise, but like quality of books I've been enjoying. Fair enough. Veggie potatoes. That does sound divine. Now I'm hungry again. Yeah, definitely if you're in that kind of reading genre, I do feel like it's a solid pick. And it's like the one Amari from Amari and the Night Brothers is in, so it's even more iconic. I can't wait to like make this readathon grow, but like one thing at a time. Obviously, we got to get through the first semester. Loving the writing style of my book, a page turner. Yes. Does it have short chapters? Because that just makes a book. So randomly, as I mentioned, I have a few books that I wanted to show you guys. I got I did get like an Amazon gift card. So two of the books I have are with gift cards, and the other two I did purchase myself. One of them I mentioned in today's video, actually. It's Beneath the Swirling Sky by Carolyn. I'm not even going to bother pronouncing that author's last name. It's a middle grade book. I never heard of this, but Sarah, which is, I feel like a lot of you know who Sarah is. She, as I mentioned in the video, like DM'd me with a spreadsheet with like middle grade books for every prompt. And this was one of them. And I obviously Googled all the ones I didn't know. And this is referred to as Pages and Co, but with paintings. So essentially the main character has the power to go into paintings, and I think he has to save someone in his family, and he teams up with his cousin. And it's the first book in a series, and just like the fact that like sort of like book wandering but different, I was so intrigued. It came out last year, and I think the second book is out or coming out very soon. So this is one I'm super excited about, and it's going to be a substitute in my TBR for now. That's the plan. If the book I want to read for my prompt doesn't make it to me, then I will be reading this one. Another book which I got, which, spoiler alert, will be read during the readathon, is actually The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst. And it has the beautiful sprayed edges. And this one is like a librarian, and it's like cozy. I think there's like animal companions or something like that. I've heard a lot of great things, and they do have the audio on BookBeat, so I'm going to be listening to it as well. But it's like one of the only adult books I have on my TBR. Well, yeah, most of it's middle grade. I have a few like adult ones to like spread out the joy. I'm so excited. I was like on the fence because obviously I'm just getting into fantasy, but this is more like cozy fantasy. And I got it with a gift card. So, like, we love free books. And the last two I wanted to show you are these two, which I'm so excited. So these are by Hannah Cohen. They're both part of the same, like, Cherry Peak series. They are romance books. And these are her signing exclusives. And she was having a sale on her website, which Hannah Cohen is a Canadian author. And basically, she had some of her signing exclusives and other signed books for 40% off because they are apparently damaged. I cannot see damage on either of these books, but they're signing exclusive, cheaper than Amazon, even with shipping, because they were 40% off. And they are both signed and personalized to me. And I was just so freaking happy because I am trading some of her other signing exclusives for a book box. So I'm going to have more of them. And I'm so excited. And the fact that like they're signed, personalized signing exclusives, and they were cheaper than Amazon books was such a win. And the fact that she's Canadian will always encourage my Canadian girlies, obviously. But yeah, just wanted to share that tiny book haul. I did am getting more books. And while I was perusing the internet for like what books I wanted to buy with the gift card I got, I found a lot of exciting middle grade books that are coming out in the next few months, like September, October. And I'm going to make a video about it because I got so excited because so many books that I had not heard of since the last time I filmed like an anticipated middle grade video. So be on the lookout for that. I hope you guys are excited. A lot of like spooky books and more like dragon and those kinds of books as well. So yeah, I just wanted to share the love of new books with you guys. Pretty short chapters. Nice. Right? Isn't it pretty? I'm assuming that is Spell Shop. I hope if you eventually get to it that you like it. It is. I feel like it's such an aesthetic book. And I think there's a little bit of romance in there. It sounds so freaking cozy. And like the brown of this is like my favorite brown color. So yeah, I'm so happy because this book, at least it was discounted plus my gift card. But if not, fun fact, if you would like to buy this book full price on like in Canada, it's $40. Book prices here, insane. Awesome indeed. I feel like a lot of people have that book on their radar, so I'm excited to like be able to read and review this during one of my vlogs, because I obviously will be weekly vlogging for the readathon. If that oh my god is in reference to books, then yes, oh my god, welcome to Canada, where everything is obnoxiously expensive. Like, it's ridiculous. Even paperback books, like, no offense to all of you lovely American people, paperback books here are now like about $20, and then I see people in the US complain, and there's always all these book deals and stuff, and I'm like, y'all don't know the half of it. And I know Canada is not even the most expensive country for books. I know Australia is very expensive. There's a lot of places, but like US and UK, I'm like, y'all just, I hate you, but I love you at the same time. It is a crazy amount for books, and like books under, like a hardcover under $25 does not exist anymore in Canada, at least for the most part. So a lot of secondhand shopping, a lot of book deals, a lot of selling books to buy more books, because if not, my bank account, as a tiny little social worker, would not allow me to buy books. And like even book boxes, I had a lot of book boxes for a while to try them out. The shipping is another thing, which a lot of Americans are very surprised. And let me teach you something before like we go and sprint again, because I think it's very important for you guys to know this. Shipping in the US, and I know this because I partake in a lot of like buy sell trade groups with a lot of fellow US citizens, is usually like media mail for like mailing a book about $5, $5 or $6 US. You can get your book sent out. Fair enough. That would be like $7 Canadian. Fair enough. To ship one single book within Canada with what we call like a flat rate box. So for example, I want to ship a book out to Alberta, is $24. And like, I need you guys to let that sink in. Shipping one book is $24. We cannot buy, sell, and trade books here like we want to. Shipping for everything is hella expensive. Like, who has $24 on top of a book to like pay for shipping? Like, it doesn't make sense. It's just obnoxious. And that's with like flat rate shipping, that like you buy a box and wherever you send it within Canada, it's the same price. Without a flat rate box, it would most likely be $40 to send out one book, like one book. It's hard here. I mean, we're very privileged in a lot of ways, but financially, Canada's not in the big leagues. No. That was my rant. Rant now over. Yes, book outlets, I still have a hard time with, because of everything that happened with the Black Lives Matter movement. And that was years ago. I feel like a lot of people weren't even on BookTube and stuff at that time. It was before COVID. It was when a lot of influencers who are no longer around were on BookTube, like the bigger influencers. There was a really big scandal involving book outlet and people of color. And I know a lot of big creators like Kayla from Books and Lala, who used to be like an affiliate with Book Outlet and work for them and have books sent to her like every month. Like, she had money with Book Outlet to buy books, completely stopped working with them. And they've gotten a lot better. So I feel like a lot of people were like, fine, like we'll move past this. I just don't know where I stand. But honestly, when you gotta watch your coin, I totally get it. I just have a like little icky feeling about Book Outlet still, but I know it's become very popular again. And honestly, the books they send you and like for the prices, they're such good condition that like you got to do what you got to do at this point, especially because like for example, um and I say this all the time, I live in a French area. There's no English libraries. So I can't just, and I get very annoyed when people are just like, well, use your library, use Libby. Like, thank you for the tip. I am aware these things exist, but they do not exist for me. Um, so sometimes you just gotta like prioritize your money and your financial stability. I honestly miss Book Warehouse. It was so nice, huge discounts on a manufacturer price. Was that an online thing or a thing in your area? Why is Book Warehouse? It doesn't ring a bell. Hmm. Very, very interesting. But yeah, I feel like all those things are the best way to get a bang for your buck. Secondhand bookstores, yeah. And that's also a thing. I discovered one 40 minutes away from me that sells English books, but even the secondhand bookstores in my area sell French books because the biggest part of the population here is French. And can I blame them? No, but I have Facebook Marketplace, like a bunch of people just like know each other now and just like we sell and buy from the same people. Um, and like I go to like Value Village, but even Value Village I have my gripes with, and I have an issue with their pricing as well. But that's just me being obnoxious at this point. Oh, that's so sad. Closed down to the amount of customers. Was that when reading wasn't as popular? Because I feel like it's gotten back sort of on the bandwagon with TikTok. It like has helped our case. Now even like the printers can't keep up with the demand. But yeah, that's also the thing with like secondhand bookstores and everything. If people stop going, they're just gonna shut down, which is so scary and so sad. Are we ready for a last sprint? Most likely, because as I said, I got work tomorrow. But I can definitely do one last sprint with you guys and we can like come back and wrap it up if you want, or we can end it here. It's up to you guys. Also, relatable, going every week. I love that for you. Well, not anymore because it's closed, but I loved that for you. I'm assuming that's yes, ma'am, to one last sprint. One last sprint works. Perfect. So we can definitely do one last 45-minute sprint. And then I will come back and say good night. So I'll see you in 45. Hello, sweet friends. The last sprint is officially over. Tell me how you did. I did some more laundry. I put my car on the charge for tomorrow so I can have electricity to run my car. I did a few other bits and pieces around the house, and then I started an episode of Law and Order SVU to round out the evening. Glad you were having successful sprints and that you were enjoying your books. Read 56 pages. Oh, you're so close to finishing. I'm assuming you're gonna finish right this evening. Thank you for joining me during these sprints. It was a lovely company. 15 pages is better than nothing at all. And I feel you on getting distracted. When it gets late, though, it's a little bit harder depending on if you're a night owl or not to focus on books. I did not read a single page the entire weekend, and my plan was to finish the entirety of book 1 of Words of Radiance. Alas, I have failed myself and my buddy read partner. I'm glad you enjoyed as well. 26 pages of my next book. Nice! You guys killed it, honestly, during these sprints. I love that for all of us. So, it was reading and productive sprints. See, it even says so. It's in the title. We're all good. I didn't read anything either. But I enjoyed the company. And yeah, I will be obviously going back. I know I skipped 2 uploads last week because the video that just went up today took so much of my time that I just did not have any other time to film other videos. But I will be back on my A game this week with more videos. And as I said, there's a poll up for what book I should be reading this week, as well as a community post with all of the upcoming lives. Obviously, there will be more impromptu live reading sprints. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, you guys. And I'll see you on Tuesday with a new video. And yes, you should. Thank you. Bye, guys.